I've been going to the gym consistently for about 6 months now, and I can't say I've ever done that in my life. Um, I've always been in and out, in and out. You know, when I was younger, I played sports, so I kind of just was always in decent shape. But I never really went to the gym even when I was playing sports. But when I got out of high school, things just kind of fell off, and I would maybe go to the gym for like a month, straight, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm not seeing any gains. I'm done. It's like I don't have the genetics. I always thought it was genetics. But now I've been going to the gym for 6 months, and I'm actually seeing gains. It's been eye-opening, to say the least. So I kind of wanted to share what I've been doing and what's worked for me and what hasn't worked for me in the past, so that you can kind of know how to, maybe see some things in your life that are similar. So first I'll go over the things that didn't work for me. What didn't work was being way too anal about things and gotta go to the gym 5 times a week minimum, 4 or 5, 6, even sometimes I try to go 7 times a week, and I thought that I had to do that in order to see results. But really what that does is it just wore me down, it's kind of ridiculous to, first start at the gym and expect to go that many times a week. Even after 6 months, I found the sweet spot is 4 times. Sometimes I'll go 5 times a week. And sometimes I go 3 times a week. It just depends on the week. And obviously I try to follow a schedule, but realistically, not everybody has the time to, or has a set schedule enough to make it a set schedule. So that's, I guess, a 2-for-1. That's what you shouldn't do, which is force yourself to go way too often. And then a positive tip in do what you can do. If realistically, if you can only go 1 to 2 times a week, go 1 to 2 times a week. Keep doing that for 6 months and you'll see results. And it sounds that you might not believe that because it might not feel like you're going enough, but it adds up. That's the whole thing. It adds up. It's just like anything else. It's like you start a job, right? And you're there for a month and you're like, oh, this is so hard. I'm overwhelmed. It's like, what do? Do you quit? No, you don't quit. You keep pushing through because you know that eventually you're going to learn how to do the job, and you're going to start feeling more comfortable. So it's very similar here with the gym is just keep going and you're eventually going to see results. And that kind of leads into a tip that I have, which is you learn while you're there, and if you're not going consistently, you're not going to be learning. If you quit after a month, you might have learned a thing or two, but what I found is each time I go into the gym, I'm understanding how my muscles work more and more each time. For example, my chest responded very well. It just made sense to me for some reason, how to work on my chest well. But my triceps, just I wasn't really getting them engaged enough, and it didn't feel like I was really doing enough. I felt it, but it didn't. I knew deep down that I just wasn't doing it right. But that's the point. By going to the gym consistently, I started realizing how to engage my triceps more, and I would have never been able to do that at first. The first month I had no idea what I was doing. I literally I didn't even know what exercises I was doing, never mind how do I engage my triceps better. So now we can go back to perhaps a negative and what didn't work for me here, which is just not going in with any sort of plan. And this is a tricky one because also I think having too strict of a plan is not good either. But you have to have a couple exercises, picked out before you go in. If you go in there with no exercises in mind, you're just gonna go in there, get overwhelmed. You're gonna feel you're not going to feel very confident, and you're probably going to end up doing like an exercise or two and then like hop on the treadmill for 10 minutes and then like call it a day because you're like, I don't know what to do, and that's completely fair because why would you know what to do? But that's the point. What you want to do is pick out, say, 3 or 4 exercises that look interesting to you. Just literally look them up. It's so simple. Like, and you don't need to overthink it either. Just look up best chest exercises, and they'll probably show you like an incline bench press. It's like so simple. You just put the bench up and then you bench press. I mean, it's very simple. And you don't have to do a lot of weight, and that'll be another tip in a minute, but just pick a few things out, do it consistently. Even if you're not improving the weight, just keep doing it. You do that incline chest press 1 to 2 times a week, for 3 sets, for example, for 6 months. And I mean, you're going to be amazed. It's absolutely insane. I mean, I'm not huge, but I have seen some results. And I wouldn't have seen them if I didn't stay in the gym. So that was my second tip, is making sure that you just pick out some exercises that you want to do and go in and do them. And to kind of roll off of that one a little bit is try picking out one new exercise to do each time you go in for like the first 2 months. That helped me a lot because then you kind of start to see the variety of things that you can do, and you can pick out what you want to do. Like I like, you'll see, like, you could sit on YouTube all day and like listen to people and like, oh, this is the best workout for chest, this is the best workout for triceps, and it's like, yeah, like there are things that are going to be better than others, but realistically, when you're first starting, like, you just need to get in there and find things that you enjoy doing, because if you don't enjoy it, then why would you stick with it? I mean, just like anything else, like if you enjoy sports, you go to sports games in your free time, right? Why not treat this like a hobby? Like, you enjoy going to the gym, go enjoy it. It's like, it's so simple. It's like kind of mind-blowing to me how I never saw this before, and like, that's not like a shot at past me or maybe you who doesn't see this yet, but it really is. It's so simple. It's like, if you enjoy it, you're gonna do it. Simple as that, and who cares? Like, ignore the noise of people saying like, oh, you gotta optimize. It's like, yeah, I don't know, like, I'm not even at that point. I'm 6 months in, and like I said, that's not crazy or anything, but like, I'm not at that point yet where it's like, oh, I need to optimize. It's like, I'm just doing things that I enjoy and I'm seeing results, and that's what matters, because that's what I'm there for. I like it. It's fun to see the results. So it's like, maybe when I hit the 1 year mark, I'll be like, okay, like maybe I want to start to optimize, my chest days. I don't know, but I'm not there yet, so we'll see. But I kind of alluded to this a couple minutes ago. Another negative, that I used to do, was like worrying about the weight that I was lifting, and it's like not necessarily even about like ego lifting, which you probably heard about, but more so just like doing like a little too much, like not full on ego where it's like, oh, like your like form, it's just horrible. You're like, oh, like throwing weight around and it's like just looks and feels horrible, and like you have that like gut feeling, you're like, this isn't right. I'm just talking about even doing like 10 pounds more than you could really do, like I would suggest even just doing less than you think you could do at first, just to kind of like I said, just test out the machines. It's like, if you feel like you could do like 50 pounds on whatever machine, maybe shoot it down to 40 for the first month, just to feel it, just to feel it. Like, you're not gonna get gains in the first month, you're just not. So just see what you like, do it with a lower amount of weight than you probably normally would, just to kind of like feel it out. And then after a month, maybe you'll find, like for me, the first machine that I ended up like really liking was the seated chest press. You just sit down and you push like this. I ended up loving that machine, and the whole first month I did it, I stuck at like a very similar weight. I think I was like at like 40 pounds, and it's like maybe I ended up going up to 50 at one point. But after like the first month, I was like, this is a machine I really like, and it feels really good, and I'm like really understanding how it feels, And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna try like 65, because like I think I can do that. And sure enough, I did 65, So there's no rush to, overload, like there's no rush at all. Like you're gonna see the gains. It just give it a second. It's like I'll go back to the analogy of the job that I had earlier. It's like you're not gonna go into the job and be the best worker, like in the first month. You're just not, right? Like, sure, I'm sure there's outliers. I'm sure that does happen. And as with the gym, I'm sure there's outliers. I'm sure it happens. But realistically, most times it's not going to happen. So what you want to do is just take your time, just get in there, be consistent, and just punch out some lifts, So I think that's kind of all that I wanted to share. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment them. Once again, I'm not an expert, but I have been going for about a half a year now, so I do have some insights, and maybe it can even be helpful for someone who's newer, because I'm so much closer to being new than I am someone who, than somebody who's been going for 10 years, who maybe has some more advanced tips, which I'm sure are great too. But so feel free to ask questions. I'd love to answer them. And yeah, I kind of want to leave you with a challenge though. If you're watching this, it's likely because you have struggled staying in the gym, or maybe you haven't struggled yet, but you want to get into the gym. So my challenge is within the next week. Today is Thursday, so by next Thursday, get a gym pass and go one time, just one time, and then make it a goal for this whole rest of May to go 1 to 2 times a week. If you feel like going 3 times, go for it, but just make it a goal to go 1 to 2 times a week for the rest of May. So hopefully this helps, and please feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. Thank you.